What's going on, guys? Zeros here. Today's video is going to be a little special to me. No, not really. Yeah, really. Because I actually have chatted with this user before. Well, not really chatted. Her name is Pretty and Primmed. She runs a makeup channel, and she made a video about slut shaming that I commented on. And thus, since I'm talking about slut shaming, pretty much this week, I decided may as well actually do a video response to her. The reason why was because she came over to my channel and she left me a comment, and I kind of wanted to continue the discussion, but then she stopped. It kind of hurts my feelings a little bit. You know, so in order to elicit a response from Pretty and Primmed, I'm making this video response. Hopefully I can get her to try to engage in conversation with me and I can talk to her. So because of that, I will not be as snarky as I usually am. I'll try not to be snarky at all, but you know, I mean, it's kind of hard. You know, being snarky is a part of me. Anyway, with that being said, from this point forward, I'm going to be talking to you, Pretty and Primmed. Can I call you Pretty? I'm going to call you Pretty. So, yeah, take it away.
It's Rant Monday. Let's get on into this. So as you can tell from the title, today's Rant Monday is going to be about slut shaming and why it is such a problem in our society. Like, honestly, if there were 5 things in this world that I could end, slut shaming would make on that list. As well as like people against gay marriage and anti-abortion laws and just conservative ideals in general.
Well, aren't you quite the liberal? I don't know. It's kind of funny how you didn't include, I don't know, like rape, domestic violence, and, you know, oh damn, I said I wasn't going to be snarky, but that one was way too easy. I couldn't resist that one. I'm sorry. Let's keep going.
For those of you who don't have Tumblr, slut shaming is basically where you judge a woman by what she's wearing or how she's particularly looking, a lot of times in clothes that may be considered, I don't know, trashy, or stuff that's a little bit more skimpy, and then shaming her for looking that way and wanting to dress that way. I have mentioned this in a lot of my different videos, but when people judge other people based on their appearances in general, it is one of my biggest pet peeves. A lot of it comes from the fact that in high school and stuff, I was the type of person who, especially considering, you know, my makeup collection and everything, I really like to go all out. I was always overdressed for any occasion, and every once in a while people would make fun of me. You know, when you're wearing like a purple lipstick to school, not everybody gets that, and it was something that made me feel confident, but it made others feel uncomfortable, which just that sentence alone, if somebody else's appearance makes you feel uncomfortable, unless they are seriously in like a KKK outfit, or if they have like some racist, sexist kind of slogan on their shirt, other people's general appearance shouldn't make you feel uncomfortable, and if it does, you are just kind of a crappy human being, to be honest.
I won't lie, I feel like that's a pretty odd way to judge someone's character based on the fact that they feel uncomfortable by what you're wearing. I mean, I don't know, uncomfortable is kind of defined very vaguely. I mean, what if it's a priest and he's talking to a 15-year-old girl who's dressed really sexily? Well, he probably feels uncomfortable because he shouldn't be having those type of thoughts, and yet he's enticed by the fact that this 15-year-old woman who, let's say she's over mature, let's say she looks like she's a woman. I just said 15-year-old woman. I'm sorry. But a 15-year-old girl who looks like a woman and he's enticed. I mean, is it really his fault? I would wager not really. I mean, that's just the way his body reacted to this beautiful young lady in front of him, or girl. And that's a huge problem about, you know, dressing provocatively. You know, the objective is indeed to garner attention. You know, so I mean, if someone feels uncomfortable by the way someone dresses, I can understand why that is. You know, maybe you should take a step back and try to understand why they are uncomfortable by someone else's appearance instead of saying that they're a crappy human being. I don't know, it kind of seems like you're doing the same exact thing they're doing by judging a woman or judging anybody by the way they look, Pretty. That's not a good way to go about things.
I have never said a woman looks like a slut, or she looks like a skank, or she looks like a whore in the past like 2 or 3 years.
Yeah, right.
Because to me, those are like really, really, really bad words. I hate those words with a burning passion.
I don't know, Pretty. I mean, the word slut just means a promiscuous woman. I mean, if the woman is being promiscuous, then by definition she is a slut, and there is nothing to be upset about if someone calls her what she is.
You know, I think that right now, the kind of idea of this feminist movement is kind of rising up again. As, like I said earlier, I made the joke about Tumblr or whatever. But there are a lot of feminist ideals on that site, and it's definitely like there's this little text post that I came across the other day that's like, joins Tumblr for fun and becomes a radical feminist.
Remind me to never sign up for a Tumblr account, please.
And I was on my Facebook page the other day and I saw this picture, and I will insert the kind of picture that I made of the two here. This the one picture, I mean, these are like those stupid little pictures with text that people have been liking and like spamming up your Facebook feed with, but it's like something about only God can judge me, and then there's a picture of God and says you're a whore. And I saw that, and I wanted to throw my phone like out the nearest window because I was so mad at that. I mean, in no way did the lady in that picture look like a whore. She had nice tits. Does that make her a whore?
That's not the point, pretty. The point of the caption in the picture was to show that lots of people, in order to dismiss moral fortitude, say only God can judge me. That's the point of saying that. You're saying that nobody else can judge me for my actions except God. So the joke is, God is saying, well, you're a whore. That's the joke. That God is agreeing with everyone else's consensus. It's not saying that the woman in the picture is a whore. I mean, there's no way we can ascertain that information based on the picture. But in the context of the joke, she is a whore. And that might hurt her feelings a little bit being the butt of the joke, and I can understand that. But I mean, that's the point, you know. I mean, of course, you know, when you see someone, it doesn't matter how they're dressed, you're not going to know if they're a slut or not, unless you talk to them and hear their stories of how many people they have had sex with. So, you know, that's the joke. It's nothing really to get bent out of shape about. I mean, a joke by definition is something you're not supposed to take seriously, so.
I don't think so, but I was just like, oh, and I saw that some guy on my Facebook feed liked it, and I was like, typical, whatever. I keep scrolling, and I see later that this same guy liked this picture that said, selfie, you're doing it right, and it was obviously objectifying this woman.
So you mean to tell me she sexually objectified herself? That's going to become pretty important in a couple of minutes from now.
Or it was a picture that this girl took of herself that kind of objectified her body in a way. Now, I am not saying anything against the lady in that picture who took it. If I had an ass that nice, I'd probably be taking those pictures too.
What are you upset about then?
So I'm in no way saying that this is her fault.
It is her fault. She took the picture.
The fact that the same guy would like both pictures is really deeply disturbing because they cover two totally opposite things. Like,
but wouldn't that explain exactly why he could like the two pictures if they're covering two completely different things?
I was so frustrated.
I'm not gonna lie, that really isn't something to get too bent out of shape about. It really isn't.
So anyway, the comment that I made, I kind of, like I said, stitched those pictures together. Then the comment that I made is, nothing pisses me off more than seeing guys like the picture on the right, and then later in my feed seeing them like the picture on the left. Jesus Christ. Like, I was so freaking furious because I just think that, again, that kind of slut shaming that one picture says about, you know, God calling her a whore or whatever, that just, it needs to stop.
You know, pretty, let me explain this to you. You know, the reason why the guy could like both pictures is because, well, in one picture, you see a lady with a nice ass. I probably would have liked both those pictures, to be honest, and I'll explain why. The lady with the nice ass looks good. It's that simple. I like the picture. She looks good. That's it. The picture where God says you're a whore is a joke. It's funny. So I clicked the like button. It's really that simple. It's not that deep of a topic really to go into. But I guess one thing that you're probably wondering about is, well, how can a guy, you know, like a whore, but then call her or shame her for being said whore? I think you're going to get into that in just a second, and I'll chat with you about that.
It is so detrimental to a girl's image when she gets called a slut or she gets called a whore, or God forbid she wears a skirt or she wears short shorts and has to worry about people objectifying her.
But she did that to herself, so the only person she can be upset with is herself. She was the one who put on the skirt and the dress knowing full well she was going to get that kind of attention. And truth be told, her objective was probably to get that kind of attention.
And making her feel bad about herself. I shouldn't have to wear a button collared up shirt all the time and a pair of jeans, God forbid they're skinny jeans, or anything, to make men not objectify me or think that I'm a whore. Like, that's just absolutely terrible.
Yeah, I'm sorry, pretty, but I'm gonna have to tell you this right now. There's nothing you can do that's going to stop a man from objectifying you. In fact, I'm objectifying you right now. You're a pretty person. Sorry. I hope you're not that young, though, because then it'd get kind of weird. But yeah, you're pretty cute. Sorry for being attracted to you. Listen, pretty, the whole topic of sexual objectification is very odd to me anyway, and I will not get into it too much in this video, but I will have this to say. There's nothing you really can do that's going to stop you from being objectified. You are pretty. The only thing you can do is take your hands, take some nails, take some fake nails, grab half your face, and just slash down as hard as you fucking can so you get 4 scars on your face. And oddly enough, to somebody, you'll still be pretty freaking attractive. Sorry, pretty, there's not much you can do unless you want to, I don't know, get some gasoline and burn your face off. That's it. Those are your only options. If you don't want to do any of those things, and I hope you don't, well, again, sorry, you're going to be objectified.
But at the same time, I consistently see pictures of women that wear little to nothing, and they get all this attention, and there's just tons of men that will flock onto those women and flock onto those pictures, and you know, they're just so hypocritical, because at one point you're shaming women for looking that way, but whenever it's kind of like in a sexual tense, you like immediately go for it and think that it's the greatest thing in the entire world.
Pretty, give us a little more credit than that. I made a video about Instagram niggas, and I think you should check that out. That's hilarious, and I think that kind of fits what you're talking about. You know, you got a lot of really thirsty guys who are talking about women. And the truth of the matter is, most men like that really aren't slut shaming or saying that it's wrong to be a slut. Most of them kind of like sluts and kind of like those pictures. In fact, most men who really talk about sluts don't really care all too much about them and their hopes and dreams and their aspirations. Yeah, so hopefully that gives you a little something to think about. And you'd be right, if these men are, liking these pictures and then going around saying, oh, she's such a dirty slut or such a dirty whore, fuck that, I wouldn't touch that, I wouldn't talk to that girl, and then he's like, oh my goodness, he's masturbating behind closed doors. Yeah, I agree with you, that's hypocritical. You know, so, yeah, I agree.
And it's gotten to a point where if, like, my boyfriend...
I'm gonna stop you right there. You just said that you have a boyfriend. I'm gonna wait, because that's gonna become important in a second too.
Even like we'll see a girl if we're like out at the mall, she's wearing maybe like a tank top and short shorts, and he goes like, oh, well, she looks like a skank. I will literally slap him.
That guy's whipped.
Because, you know, I honestly feel like girls should be able to wear whatever they wear. I mentioned this, I think, in my last rant video, but that one was more with, like, makeup and everything. But with clothes and stuff, I mean, if it makes you feel confident, and if you have a great ass, and if you have amazing boobs, or if your butt is really flat and you're like me and you barely have any boobs at all, it doesn't matter. Wear what makes you happy. And if that is a tank top and a pair of shorts, then let it be like that. I know where I live in the summer it gets really freaking hot, so sometimes like a crop top and a pair of shorts are the only things I want to wear because I want to get away with the most minimal amount of clothing that I can because it's so hot outside. And then I just feel like I'm being objectified, and then
yeah, you are.
I'm being shamed because I look like a slut. I think that that term is just really just stupid in general because we don't really have a term like that for men, first off.
Yeah, but in order to understand why that is, you have to look into the etymology of the word and whatnot, you know, and I have a couple of videos on slut shaming that you can check out, so, yeah.
You look more at the media side of things. I mean, in movies, there are always men that are like lead characters that, you know, go around and like bang all these different women. It's supposed to be funny. It's supposed to be like lighthearted, and all that's just what guys do. But as soon as the roles are flipped and it's not a girl doing it, for some reason we all just get this feeling like it's wrong and oh, she's such a skank, and you know, who would ever want to do that? That's so dirty and that's so nasty. She probably has a million different STDs, and we just let the guy get away with it, but the girl we start shaming. And I just...
And if you watch this video, pretty, and I hope you do, I have this question for you. And I want you to really think about this question. Because that whole double standard can be summed up with one word. And that one word is effort. So here's my question to you. Think about your boyfriend for a second. Stop and think about, what did your boyfriend have to do to get you to date him? And if he had to put in any sort of effort into dating you, into getting you to like him back, that is why it is okay for men to go around and have sex with lots of women. It's not a good idea, but again, think about that question. What did your boyfriend have to do to get you to date him? And then, if there's any effort involved in what he had to do, the answer to your question would be effort.
I hate that. I hate that so much. Honestly, if a girl wants to be that way, and if she wants to, you know, have sex with lots of men, or she likes to wear short shorts and tank tops or crop tops or whatever, it's her choice, it's her body, and she should be able to do that. Because
yeah, but here's the thing, she can. You can do whatever you want to do. It just doesn't make it a good idea. I mean, yeah, you can dress however you want, but you're going to get a specific response based on how you dress. That's just the way it is.
Because we literally have no repercussions when men decide to do it.
Unwanted pregnancy, child support, STDs. I know I said I wasn't going to be snarky, but come on, pretty. I mean, you're smarter than that.
So why should we with women? And I think that the idea that whenever we see women in a certain type of clothing, the fact that sometimes our minds automatically go to, oh, she's a slut, or wow, she must do a lot of guys, is really disturbing, because we shouldn't always assume that about people. A lot of people have only been with one partner their entire life and they love him or her like crazy.
Yeah, you're probably not in college yet, because if you were, you would understand that that's not true at all.
I really don't think we should just automatically make these assumptions about people when we have no idea, you know, how their life is. Oh my god, there's literally the biggest bug on my way.
Yeah, so in this section, she gets a little repetitive and starts saying the same thing over and over again. That was redundant. So I'm just going to skip a couple minutes ahead.
Now that I've like almost completely lost my train of thought there. I basically just believe that you should never judge anybody based on their appearance, and more so you should never shame anybody based on their appearance or the decisions that they decide to make with.
Yeah, so I'm going to end the video response right here because at this point towards the end of the video she gets kind of repetitive and starts saying the same thing over and over again. So dang, that is redundant. Anyway, so pretty and primmed, I'm addressing you now, and I hope you watch this video, and I try my best not to be really snarky, but that is just part of my personality, and I would like to engage in a dialogue with you, and I'd like to, you know, probably talk a little bit in the comment section. I hope you watch this video, and I hope your feelings aren't hurt. I hope you get to this point, because I wasn't trying to hurt your feelings, okay? I was trying to help you understand a male perspective, or a different perspective, and hopefully try to get you away from feminism. I am trying to push you away from there, because I know you're pretty smart. I can tell. You're a pretty smart person. And you're really cute too. I'll throw that in there. Sorry I'm objectifying you right now. Damn it, I'm being snarky. Damn. Anyway, you know, so yeah, so pretty, you know, please do not be hurt by this. In fact, the mere fact that I am being really snarky to you is a sign of respect. Well, somewhat a sign of respect. So yeah, just know that. And to anyone else, everyone else, you know, I certainly hope you guys enjoyed today's video, and if you did, man, go ahead and click that like button. Go ahead and click that subscribe button. Comment in the comments below, and as always, have a great day, and I'll see you cool cats soon. Adios.